and I'm starting.
Sure.
Yeah,
Hi,
so
Rahul.
Hi, good morning. Good evening, everyone.
yeah, so good evening,
I
everyone.
like the background. Even I need one.
Yes.
Yeah, so
All
good
right.
evening, everyone. I welcome all of you on behalf of ICAE. I'm Almas and I'll be your host for today's session. And today we have representatives from Institute of Marangoni, and they will discuss about the institute in details today. We have with us Ms. Rachna Singh. She's a program leader in fashion business program, and Mr. Raul D'Souza. He's India subcontinent and Gulf area manager of Institute of Marangoni. We will start with the detailed session by these two, followed by the Q&A session. Attendees, you can drop in your queries in Q&A box, and we will be happy to take them after the presentation. So over to you, Ms. Rachna.
Thank you so much, and a big hello to all. I'm sure it's a busy time in your lives and you've taken time out to sit down with us and have a quick chat. So thank you very much for that. I'm going to talk about the fashion business aspect of it. And Rahul here, he has been with, I think he has been here with us like forever. When I myself am a student, or rather was a student of Marangoni, and I've done my luxury fashion brand management from Milano. And Rahul was a poor guy whom I troubled a lot. So trust me when I say this, all your queries will be handled by him beautifully. So without any further ado, I'll quickly just do a rundown of what fashion business is all about. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time. So we're going to do a quick recap. And then if you have any queries, I'll be more than happy to answer. But if you have anything beyond that, then Rahul is your guy to go to. Yeah. So let me give you a brief introduction about what fashion business is and how it is evolving and changing in today's day and time. So let me share the screen with you all, and I do understand that fashion business is kind of difficult to comprehend in our atmosphere, but it is exactly what the name denotes. It's fashion and it's business. It is a niche market, a niche segment, and because of that, you will have to understand it from a very different perspective. Fashion to each and every one of us has a very different connotation, a different meaning, a thought process, a belief system. For some, let me just add a few images over here. I like these, key people. When you will be studying with us, we will be touching about such dynamic stream of people from different areas of expertise. Bill Cunningham, he was a fashion photographer, but not your usual fashion photographer. He was known for his unique style where he would do street photography and he would be always on a bicycle. That was his signature style. And for him, it was fashion is an armor to survive the realities of life. Isn't it true? I mean, every day we get up, we make a choice, a conscious choice of dressing up. So I know there are a few people who don't think fashion is a legitimate business, but it is. I mean, even if you say that you're not part of the fashion industry, you are. Every day, the choices you make you part of the industry. And then there's John Galliano. He's one of the most amazing haute couture designers. It is all about art. He refers fashion to art, and then come on, you guys know A$AP Rocky, you know him more than in a much better fashion than me. For him, it is a religion. So when you talk about such interesting thought process, belief systems that are behind what you believe as fashion. So whenever you talk about this creative aspect, and you have to analyze it from a business point of view, that's where it becomes really interesting. I mean, I'm not lying to it. I've been in this industry for the longest time, and I still am amazed. And specifically in today's day and time, things are changing, things are adapting. So how do you? I mean, I'm sure if I show you even a blurred image of one of the brand's logo that you like, you will be able to recognize it. How? How are you able to quickly denote that this is that particular brand? That will be your job. That will be exactly what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to make your brand such an integral part of your consumer's mind that the minute they see even a blurred image of the logo, they know it is their brand. And it is very difficult. I'm not saying it's an easy job, but at the same time, it is so dynamic. It has such an intricate function, intricate way of developing and moving that it keeps you on your tiptoes. And I'm saying that, I mean, every day, I myself try to read at least 3 to 4 articles in a day so that I'm abreast. And with changing dynamism that we are in right now, it's a very interesting situation. I mean, maybe we go down in history that, you know, we had a pandemic in fashion industry, changed and evolved and is what it is 10 years, 50 years from now because what happened right now. So it is a very interesting time. And seeing how India is developing, how India is evolving, how we have just about every brand that you can imagine from not just Indian luxury point of view or a fashion point of view, but internationally, they have opened their doors to with us. So when you're talking about this huge dynamism of understanding the brand, understanding the consumer, understanding the competition, understanding what makes you unique, these are just few of the thought processes that will be your daily language. It will be a daily language. Basically, if I have to kind of write it in one sentence or to explain it to you in one sentence, it will be a critical analysis. I mean, critical analysis where you will be doing a massive amount of research. You will be understanding the idiosyncratic manner of this industry, of the brands, its history, its heritage, to understand where it is all coming from. And once you truly understand that, and I mean truly understand that, only then you will be in a position where you will be able to give not only creative solutions, but it has to be sustainable, it has to be organic, it has to be many times long term, because you are dealing with a lot of what do you call it? Money, if I have to say. Because in one of the terms, I and the other tutors, we are not tutors. When we are sitting down with jury, we are investors. So if we say, yes, we are going to buy your product or buy your idea, that means you're great in the safe zone. And if we say no, that means you're in trouble. Because that is how the reality of life is. So we kind of help you to understand that, train you from the very beginning so that you know where you're standing. And I'm very happy to say most of my students are doing some phenomenal jobs. Most of our students are doing phenomenal jobs. Some are working with the international brands, some are working with the known brands in India, some have started the entrepreneurial journey. So, you know, dynamism is always a very strong part of it. And we as a community stick together. I mean, we call it I am family. I am as the Istituto Marangoni family. We all stick together. And that is what it is all about. So I can give you an example. One of my students, she is business, obviously. She was doing a project, and she is not well versed with, the digital aspect of creating mocks and so on and so forth. So there was a gentleman in design that helped her out. So the cross-pollination of different departments is extremely important. So coming back to this, what is luxury? I mean, it's a very different story, isn't it? The luxury for you at this point might be a Yeezy sneaker. Luxury for me would be, I would say, time or travel for now. Rahul might have a different definition. So all of us have a very different definition. But simply, if you talk about from our industry, come on, we know if you have a white Converse and you have a white off-white shoes, and you need a white shoes, but if you have to choose between the two, which one would you go for? Everyone will go, most of everyone will go for off-white. Why? Because of the name, because of the tag before, because of the association, because of the culture that it comes into it. That's why when you talk about brands, this thing, have you ever sat down with someone or your parents and you had a like A, B, C, D, where you talk about A as Andy Millamesta, B as Balenciaga, C as Chanel? Have you ever done that? No, but you know it. Yes, you know it. It's like a normal vocabulary. You know it inside out. You are absolutely comfortable with it. That's what the dynamism is all about. That is what you will have to do. And if you're talking about it, you're talking about even developing your own brand or changing how it is going to be, or even thinking about working with a brand, you will have to understand the history. Where does the brand come from, where it is going to go, how it is going to evolve and change. Because we have brands which are 180 plus years old. We have brands which are just 10 years old, but they have done such fabulous job that they are becoming dynamic, they are becoming strong, they are becoming relevant. Relevancy is one of the most important factors in today's day and time, because a lot of brands are re-evaluating where they're coming from, re-evaluating what their thought process is all about, re-evaluating uh, what it should be about, because a lot of things are now changing. For that matter, sustainability, transparency. These are the few factors that are the consumers are speaking about, the consumers are demanding. And surprisingly, the consumers are you guys. I mean, you guys are out there demanding brands to open up, be honest about it, and show relevancy, show what they are doing for not just the company, but the employees, the community they are building in. So when you take it to these factors, every term from the very beginning till the end is like a building block. You step on one, and initially you talk about history, you talk about trends, you talk about what the fashion system is all about. Then you go into the production aspect, sustainable aspect. Then you go into the branding aspect and some really innovative thinking is what we kind of work with. And during your fourth and the last term with us, before you move in progression, you talk about really critically analyzing a brand from the starting to end and find out alternative solutions about launch strategies, about launch ideas, and so much more. That uh, it is a fantastic space. I'm not even lying about it. I have been a student, so I understand how interesting the entire space is all about. But at the same time, you will have to kind of work diligently with it. Another bit that I would love to talk to you about is how this is very useful in today's day and time. Because we always have heard from a lot of people from the industry that there's a lack of skilled, qualified personnel that are required for this kind of a niche industry. And I can very proudly say we are bridging that gap. We are doing some really phenomenal jobs. I mean, as I said, students are out there, they are working. Some are working as content managers, some are working as visual coordinators, some are working in retail, they're retail managers, some are visual merchandisers. So depending on what your area of interest is and how you see yourself growing or evolving with the company, or even yourself, what do you see your future? This could be in a very interesting space. I'm not saying this is the space exactly what you should be doing, but it can be one of the most interesting space ever. When you talk about it from the perspective, today's consumers, and the reason I've added contemporary consumers, because this is what it is. I mean, today's consumers are absolutely different from what it used to be. Just because of that, the luxury industry or the fashion industry has changed, has evolved, has become a very different ballgame altogether than what it was even 10 years from where we are. So today's luxury consumers, that is you guys, have changed the industry. You have brought such amazing tectonic shifts that the brands have to kind of wake up and walk around it. This is one of my favorite images that I could ever honestly could create. Was this is on your left hand side is the imagery by MS, the iconic French brand, and the other one is by Yeezys. You know your Yeezys. Exactly. In this world where I see my students in itself, they have an iconic brand like Louis Vuitton, or even your Valentino, and then they're carrying or wearing Yeezys or Off-Whites or any sneakers for that matter. So this whole contradictory, play that we're talking about has come into consideration. This has to be understood. This is what consumers are right now. When you're talking about such consumers, your approach is going to be very, very different. You can't go in the traditional sense, but at the same time, you can't go ahead and just focus on these consumers, because then there are older, mature consumers who have been loyal to you, who have been there for you from the very beginning, and you know they are loyal, so they're going to be there. So loyalty is one of the other factors that is becoming difficult to achieve in today's days. And that's when you guys will have to kind of fork in. You will have to come up with beautiful, creative, new approaches where the brands become more sustainable, reliable, more honest towards their consumers. And it is happening. It is happening. There's so many beautiful things the brands are doing, and so many things that they yet have to do. They are working towards it. Come on, we all know Gucci, right? Gucci made a big statement that we are not going to use fur. Did you notice that the minute Gucci said we are not going to use fur, a lot of brands are not going to use fur? We all go to Zara. We all consume from Zara. What is Zara's business strategy? How did they evolve? How did they become who they are? So when you talk about such interesting dynamism that we're talking about, you will always have to consider a lot of factors. A lot of key factors will come into picture. For example, where the brand starts in the pyramid. Pyramid is one of the key frameworks that we work with. We use theoretical frameworks that are the ground that we built the rest on. So we have to make it very, very strong. So once those frameworks are established, all those frameworks are understood in a true sense with you guys, then we start building on further, important key factors that has to, or that will change your approach towards business. The reason I said business, because this is business. No matter how creative it is, you will have to. I sometimes have a hard time. I mean, there are brands I love and I don't want to be critical about them, but you have to be critical about it, because if you're not critical, you might lose money, you might lose your consumers, you might lose your competitive edge, you might lose your space in that particular, atmosphere. You might move down a ladder. Nobody wants to move down a ladder. Everybody wants to go up and up and up, and that will be your job. So when you talk about it from that perspective, we have a lot of dynamism that comes into picture. Unfortunately, we don't have that much time where I can jump and touch upon each and every aspect. But these are the few aspects that I can give you an overview about. And later on, when I'll see you in school, we will definitely get into much more in-depth talk about it, because we still do. I mean, I still speak to my ex-students. I'm sure even Rahul does that. So we are constantly in touch and we know what they're doing, what they're up to. And that's what makes this whole atmosphere. And I'm going to be biased. I'm absolutely biased. I'm an Marangoni alumni as well. So what we do is the best. The rest I'm going to leave up to in Rahul's good hands, and I'll bid goodbye to you guys. Anything is required, let me know.
Thank you, Rachna. Thank you very much. Rahul, over to you.
Any questions for Rachna?
Yeah, for Rachna, if you have any questions.
Please don't hesitate to put your questions in the chat box.
Please, I love questions. Don't feel shy. If you have anything, just shoot at me in line.
Yeah, in the meantime, maybe I'll share my screen and start with a video so you can get warmed up. Share screen. Can you see my screen? Yeah, okay. So let's start.
You didn't choose to come here today. You decided much, much earlier. You decided when you made your first pencil stroke, when you chose your favorite color, the day you discovered what is beautiful and what is not. The first time you were told you're talented. This is why you are here now. Because it's not enough just to be told. Talent is nothing until you can touch it, wear it, illuminate it, see it. When it mixes with 2, 3 or 4,000. It is useless without sweat, tears and sleepless nights. It is no good if it only speaks to itself. Challenge it, set it on fire, and rebuild it from scratch. Blindly trust it, but never totally believe it. You can't find it, but you can learn. Your talent brought you here. It's time to begin.
So good evening once again to all of your young students who have joined us today. My name is Raul D'Souza and I'm responsible for enrollments to Istituto Marangoni from the Indian subcontinent and Gulf region. I don't know why my... sorry, there's a little stop sharing. Okay, here we go. So, welcome to this presentation for Istituto Marangoni. It is one of the most prestigious and very valuable schools, I would say. I've been associated with it for the last 13 years. And what excites me even still after 13 years is how it's constantly reinvented itself, constantly growing, constantly challenging not only the industry for which it prepares professionals, but also within its own didactic plan, constantly updating and changing to find new evolutions, new subjects that would really help our students to be pioneers then in the industries that they join. We've got a long legacy. Since 1935, Marangoni has been instrumental in developing the local industry in Italy, in Europe then, and now basically across the globe. So it was started by Mr. Marangoni, who was one lead tailor, pattern cutter, who was supplying to the aristocracy in Paris. And then in those days, in the early 1920s and 30s, though Paris was the stage for fashion, all the production used to be done in Italy because it had right from the raw materials to the design process to the factories. And of course, the best tailors in the world were Italian. So he was one such tailor who then started teaching the industry advanced pattern cutting. And then it eventually became an academy or a workshop, a center for learning, not only for professionals, but for young students also who wanted to see a future in this industry. And that's how the fashion industry started growing and developing. And then by the 60s, 1960s, it was well developed. And then 70s, it really became global, and Milan took over as the, the world leader for fashion with the fashion weeks and things like that started. So yes, you can see also simultaneously also then Marangoni also started developing. So it was well established till 2000. And then from 2000, as the world luxury industry developed across the world, we also developed our centers of learning, starting with London in 2003, and then Paris in 2006, Shanghai in 2013, 12, 13. We started it, and then the campus in Milan was really full and overfull. So we separated and started a separate course, a campus for design in 2014. So Milan is both the world capitals for fashion as well as for interior design, interior product and graphics. Yeah, so we have a separate school. So 2 schools in Milan, which is just about 7 minutes walk from each other. Beautiful, right in the center of the city. 2016, we started the Florence campus. Firenze, as it's known in Italian. Florence was one of the earliest world capitals for culture from the Renaissance period, right from the Renaissance period. So it's a beautiful city, just 3 hours drive from Milan. And it is the world capital for fine arts. So any students who are still keen for painting, sculpture, modern art, sound technology, modern art is really developing. It's no more just limited to painting or sculpture. It is art has also permeated into other streams and is very, very, very much in demand today. Then in 16, we opened a second campus in China, in Shenzhen, which is a big production hub for the fashion industry. And 2017, our very old Mumbai is where we opened a campus beautifully in Worli. It's one of the most beautiful campuses of our group, yeah, and where we offer undergrad programs and PG programs, which I'll come to later. And the final campus we opened in 2018 was in Miami in the US. So we are now truly a very global school, yeah, with our own distinct style and uniqueness. We call it Marangoni-ness, as you see. So what are the components, what are the characteristics of Marangoni-ness? 4 major points. Which students are exposed to, are driven in our curriculum. If I ask you today, when it comes to you, what do you think Italy is famous for? What is it well known for? Many of you all will say, of course, the pizza and the pasta and the wine and the olive oil and things like that. Food, of course, is a very important aspect of the economy in Italy. It is, in fact, the second largest exporter of food and these products. Number 3 is fashion. Number 4 is the automobile industry. But number 1 is, you wouldn't believe, is engineering. And when you talk about engineering, it's not just engineering as heavy engineering, heavy and light and precision instruments, design engineering in every sense of the word, from the main contractor of the Burj Khalifa building to drilling the tunnels in the Alps to even our very own metro in Mumbai. The tunneling is done by an Italian contractor, company. So they are very good in engineering, and even the high technical precision instruments are all, you'll see in other components in other products. Some part is all Italian design. So it's very integral in the made in Italy concept. So also when it comes to fashion, when designing, the Italian flair, the finesse, the quality, is always there, is unique. And so this is what you will learn when you study at Marangoni. This is how it will be a world apart from the rest, when you learn that finish, the kind of Italian touch, as they call it, which is very important in the luxury industry. So not only just fashion, accessories, but in every luxury stream, lifestyle. The second aspect is the school location. We're not just located anywhere in Milan. We are right there in the fashion district. Yeah, and the design campus is in the design district. In London, we are in the old Zone 1, the center of London, on the east side, Shoreditch, which has the flea markets. You have the graffiti, the brick lane behind. You have young designers, boutiques, and things like that. So it's a very hot spot, for designers. Paris also, we are on the art street, we are just perpendicular to the fashion street of Paris. And the same also in Shanghai, Shenzhen. They are very on the main streets there. And also in Mumbai, we are quite very centrally located. So that is very important, because this gives you students the whole package, so to say, the experiential learning. It's not only just the experience in class with a fantastic didactic plan, with the fantastic teachers, but also knowing what is outside, seeing fashion and the industry grow with you every day, how it changes. So you will notice that changes. You will develop your sensitivity to that change every day as you walk from your accommodation to your campus for your classes and back again, and then move on to the city, attend various events that happen. It's a very interactive learning experience, which is very important for your growth and for your future ahead. The third important aspect is our teachers, the professional teachers, all who are working, many of them have been our alumni, like Rachna, very much studied at Marangoni, came back at an industry. She has her own brand, and then she now has dedicated her time to teaching and sharing this knowledge with the next generations. So teachers are all professionals. They have work experience. They have lived in the industry. They've studied at Marangoni, and so they know the same didactic plan which needs to be shared and passed on to the next generation. It's a very, very, very important, and that is why we have been very consistent over the last 85 years. Yeah. And then the final very important point is the industry link. As most of these students are, the faculty are based in the industry, they are able to draw industry to the classroom. So you experience the industry not at the end of the course, but very much, right in the during your course, from day one. As you start itself, you're exposed to the industry. We have very strong ambassadors who have been very helpful in building the name, the curriculum, and spreading the word of Marangoni to its key elements in the industry. That is helpful for our didactic plan, for us to then get into the industry. So Ana de la Rosso has been lately the editor-in-chief for Vogue Japan. Giulio Capellini, world leader in furniture design, a designer and architect by profession. He's a mentor of the design school in Milan. And of course, we have Armando Schivino, who is also an alumni of the 80s, and now is a very established designer. Coming to, our different, as I've already gone, that we have various branches. So this gives our students international experience. Okay, we have students coming from all over the world, from nearly 106 countries around the world. And that's very good because there's a lot of cross-learning. And so this cross-learning experience also is shared with our students. So if you're going and attending an undergrad program, you can do the first Mumbai, for example, and then you can move to Paris second year or London, and then for the third year you can go across to Paris or London accordingly. Or you can go to Milan for the second year and then continue in Florence for the third or final year. So this mix is very good for you because this will give you a real interesting characteristic, to your learning study. So here you see that you're right in the heart of the industry in these four cities, okay, 5 cities, and now many more, okay. So this is the experience, cross-school experience that we'd like to share, which makes Marangoni one of the most flexible institutes where you have choices. And now, especially during this pandemic, we have a lot of options. We have online learning for a first term, which you can do here, right here in India, and then progress to the school in Milan, Florence, and Paris, or London in January. Or you can go entirely. We are nearly 120 students who are traveling now in October to Europe to join the courses, because luckily Europe has now come out of the pandemic and is doing pretty strongly. Because it's the new normal now with a lot of social distancing and things like that. So it will be a good experience. But more than anything, the industry is waiting for them to come and join in, because they have to bounce back. Okay. And coming to our didactic plan, as I spoke a little bit earlier, the Italianness. So there's a lot of good mix of academic activity, hands-on experience by the faculty, which is important. And this will help you in quality of your learning, of your programs, of your submissions, of your work. Automatically, you'll see how your program, your work enhances. You wouldn't believe that this is design. Yeah, many parents call back and tell me, I don't believe that my son has done this or my child has done this. Yeah, incredible work. It is that process which is important, which is followed. And of course, we keep ourselves abreast with the requirements, because many students want a so-called degree certification. So we have those in collaboration with MMU in London and Paris, CNCP in Paris, and AFAM in Milan and Florence. Yeah, across. So if you have any questions regarding this, I'll be happy to answer them later. And coming now to our wide variety of courses, undergrad and postgrad. So both in all the three streams of fashion, art, and design. Now, I'll quickly take you to the undergrad programs. So we have preparatory programs, or they're called foundation year, for some students who want to do a foundation. We prefer students going directly to the first year undergrad program if they are well clear of their career path. We also will guide you, counsel you to help you make that decision soon. So you don't have a compulsory foundation course. But if you have taken a IB certificate and not the diploma, or you're IGCSE student and you wish to study abroad, then you need to do compulsory a foundation program. Yeah, which will help you settle down into the country, into the city, and also help you in reconfirming that fashion design or styling or business or interior design or product design is really your forte and the choice of your career. Then we have 1 year intensive post-graduation programs. So if any students here who are already graduates, we have excellent intensive 1 year programs. So if you want to change your careers, so I have a lot of lawyers, doctors, engineers, students from BBA, BMM, various programs, BCom graduates, BA graduates, science graduates, who want to now change their stream and enter the fashion or design industry or art industry. So we have excellent 1 year program, so they don't have to repeat the undergrad 3 year program. It's a very intensive 3 years in 1 year, and then they can follow that up with a 1 year master's course. So this becomes in 2 years a good graduate into the industry. The BA Honours 3 year programs is what we have here, offered in our London and Paris campuses. The 3 year programs, and what you see here is a BA Honours degree sandwich. So sandwich is a 4 year course. So after 2 years of study, you can take a break, and we help you, guide you in, get an internship with a company, with a brand, local brand in the city that you're studying, where you work for 1 academic year, 32 weeks, 34 weeks, and then you return back in the 4th year to complete your final year. So when you graduate, you have a degree certification with 1 year experience. And this helps you to get into the industry much faster, at a higher rate, a position, and a more challenging position, and help you in your career path. So these are some, and what I want to highlight here also is short courses. So we have excellent short courses starting 2 weeks, 3 weeks, combinations 3 weeks plus 2 more weeks, 5 weeks, come with right from age 16 onwards till your mid-30s. You can attend the short courses, which are quite very nice in trying to update yourself with the industry, or coming learning to understand what is your career path. For many of the high school students, if they're not decided about fashion design or styling or business, I strongly suggest you to join a short course at Marangoni. This will help you to confirm your choice of course. Yeah, and that will be really, really rewarding. So coming to fashion studies, as I said, we have 3 streams in fashion: fashion designing, fashion styling, and fashion business. So it's a rigorous orientation towards professional design. They have here what is balance, yeah, and the balance of design functionality and aesthetics. Together with also one more element is the market, understanding the market part of it, yeah, styling, innovation, very important, very key. A lot of career opportunities in this stream, where today, right from every company needs communication. Strong visual communication is very much necessary to promote a brand, yeah, to style a product. So companies and brands are very much in demand for the continuous change. With social media now, it has been even more uh, competitive. So this is something with plentiful careers to you in the long run. People, especially who are interested in communication, media, photography, film, yeah, blogging. This is very, very strong. And then fashion business, as Rachna shared with us, the career of fashion business. Yeah, it's a very, very important element. It's a very challenging because decision makes for the big companies, the big fashion houses. They have to make many important decisions with regard to finance or marketing or communication or production and the retail market. So strong that will really build the success of the brand. So in taking those decisions early on, and that's very important. Coming to our design school, where we offer the courses in Milan, Florence, London, and Mumbai, interior design, which we offer have the undergrad program at a Mumbai school where students can enter the first year and then progress to Europe for the second and third years. We have very, very strong programs in this. Here, I would like to take a break also and show some videos regarding our design school in Milan. So this was the graduation program of our Milan Design School. Um, and you could see the kind of work that students did during that year. The projects were all presented on an international level with the quality of interior, product, and visual design students. The fine arts. Also, we have undergrad programs in art history and culture and multimedia arts. So please don't hesitate to go on our website, www.istitutomarangoni.com, and where you can look at all the details of the courses that are offered, the learning focuses, the career opportunities, and examples of some of the current students that we share on the website. All our campuses are well equipped with the latest lab softwares that are required for design and are standard, and that's why it's very good that, I mean, it's comfortable to join any campus, and then you can progress to different campuses because these learning style, the equipment, everything is very similar. Some examples of special projects with industry during the year. It's very important how they collaborate with the schools. So for example, D Square was launching a new giant sneakers video where they used our students for the video.
Hello, I'm Nick. Hello. Labas, mano vardas yra Augi ir aš gyvenu Italijoje.
I'm Alessandro, I'm a student.
Ciao a tutti, sono Giulia Bezza, ho 25 anni. मेरा नाम Patricia है और मैं भारत में राजस्थान से आती हूँ.
Sono Lorenzo Cagliatore, ho 19 anni.
Ciao, sono Bruno, ho 20 anni. Questo è l'album di Tentazione.
I study arts, is my favorite book.
This is one project. Then we can also see experiences of how companies come and partnership or a special workshop on sustainability they did with our students. So students moved into the company showroom and did a project with them hand in hand with the company. Then this is another fashion styling project with Jigsaw, the brand. So they had to come out with a video. So you can see this is the project that students did for the brand, the video all together, and how they did a very, very professional work of that. Then there are many more examples, but I'll just run through with Zara to give you a few examples. This is MM6 Maison. They did the interiors of the store. So our students design a lot of interiors for different brands for their stores in Europe. And this is some of the examples. Leah also is a ceramic. So this was the project done by stores, all in collaboration with our students. Flaminia is another product design company for bathroom fittings. Our students designed wash basins. So you can see here that the students' projects were really realized in the market, in the industry, towards the end of their course. So fast that the production happens that their creative ideas are very quickly realized in the market. So this is the advantage of working closely with top brands, companies who have very strong production units, very close to Milan itself on the outskirts, and students can also work on them. Another point we want to highlight is our scholarship program. We have a very extensive scholarship program, so students applying to their courses, but of course it's first come, first serve and based on merit. So try to always apply as early as possible to hasten your application. And then opportunities in not only at the end of the graduate show, but our students are invited to present their collections on many catwalks around the world. So this is the So this was the year-ending graduate show of our students at the various campuses, and you could see here by just showcasing their talent, it's on a world-class level. So that brings up nearly towards the end of my presentation. The final point is, of course, industry six talent, strong links with the industry. As I said, the fourth and final point. So every student that successfully graduates at Marangoni gets access to a portal called Simplicity, where they can upload their CVs. And we share this with a number of brands, as you can see here. And then that's was a great point of contact for recruitment and for future career options. So feel free to ask any questions that you have. We have a strong career services department in all our campuses to help you with your internships and placements and interviews. Yeah, but it's a personal journey. It's a personal choice. You have to choose which are the companies that you like to work with, which you like to find. So we will guide you, but then you have to work on hard for this, yeah, because there's a lot of competition and a lot of some of our Miss alumni.
It's always like I feel like I will have heart attack before the show.
I think we were really lucky to have such great time at Marangoni. Anything's possible. Follow your dream, create what you love, and nothing's impossible.
I would love to be a student again. I would easily do the whole course again.
This fantastic school and this fantastic job and career that I expect you will always pay you back in satisfaction.
So thank you very much. This brings an end to my presentation.
Thank you, Rahul. Very beautiful, I must say, very beautiful presentation and very thorough. Yeah, so we are open for questions. If you have any queries, kindly drop your questions in Q&A box. So I already have 2 questions for you and one from me also. So first is, both questions are from Sushma ma'am. So she says, do you have any product design with business angle and a fashion photography course?
Yes, thank you, Sushma ma'am. For both answers, the answer is, both questions, the answer is yes, we have. The Italian style of education, of design, is where creativity and market go hand in hand. So in all our creative courses also, there's a large element of marketing, of business, because we want these designers to become professionals and start up their own. Entrepreneurship is a very strong element at Istituto Marangoni. That's why we have such a strong alumni of nearly 47,000 across the world, who are now very professionals in the industry. So product design, so of course the undergrad program has that underlining also business aspect. And when they move to the masters, it was also more highlighted than the business aspect. Fashion photography, yes, very much. Photography is very much part of this fashion styling course in the undergrad level and in the postgrad level. So in the postgrad, of course, and 1-year intensive, fashion for styling and photography is the name of the course. And the master's is fashion styling, photography, and film. So it's not only limited now to photography, but also film, as in the example I showed you with the project with Jigsaw, where the students did a whole video for the company to promote their whole collection, range of collection. That boy was dancing around and all that. So the whole film was done. So photography, film, all the images that you see, it's all done by our students here. Yeah. So thank you very much. I hope that answers.
So I have, I have one question. I just wanted to know, what is the criteria of admissions for Marangoni?
Great. Very simple. The main and one thing is passion. So you should have passion. You could see the passion in all this, in the videos. You could see how the students work, and how then they celebrate that work with a party, or they are, getting together and hugging each other, and really because it takes a lot of passion to get this kind of quality, this kind of work. So we drive you. So don't need any much qualification. You just need a passion, a dream, and we will help you realize that dream. Okay. So the undergrad program, if you go to London, of course, the requirements for the visa requirements are there, which you have to fulfill. But they are pretty simple. It's a 12th. You have to get a decent score in 12th. Yeah, 75% is there, or your grade IB score is just 27. Because normally other schools for other sciences, and of course you need 32 and things like that. But for us, it's 27, 28 is fine. Yeah, but based on those limitations. But for us, marks is secondly. If you marks are weak, what else you have? What are your other strengths? What are your extracurricular activities? If your marks are good, I have 94% students going for fashion design. Yeah, it's not only the marks. What else you are good? What is your talent? What is your strength?
So you have to have a good profile with you.
Yeah, you can build it. So what is your inclination? Why fashion design? We'll guide you. Maybe only besides fashion design may not be the course for you. As we are counseling you, we'll maybe discover styling or business or interiors or product, maybe your calling. So also for the master courses, there are a whole range of master courses. Yeah. So besides fashion design masters, menswear, women's wear, where we have a combination. We have fashion design and marketing together. We have luxury brand management, which is a very popular course. We have fashion promotion, communication, and media. We have fashion business and innovation. Now is the new age. Innovation is big. Yeah, big data is in everything. So students want to specialize sometimes in lingerie wear or in sportswear. So we have a master's in sportswear.
So I just hope the language of teaching should be English in all the campuses.
Yes, yes.
There's no problem for the students if they are going to Europe or London or anywhere. So there's only one.
Yes, in all our campuses, English is all courses are taught in English. Yeah, because we have students from over 100 countries.
Yeah, definitely. So if a student who thinks that, yes, I have it in me, I have to go for this kind of course for Istituto Marangoni. So you will be guiding them, you will be having sessions with them, and you will be building a profile for them.
Sure. We guide you in all process, right from preparing for the application as well, what the documentation, to then once they get admission, then how to prepare for ahead before they arrive. So it's not just getting your admission and sitting tight now. Once you get your admission, you have to prepare before you reach the London, Milan, or Paris campuses. And that's very important. Also the Mumbai campus. So you're well equipped and ready, for the new career ahead.
As we discussed that language of teaching will be English in every campus. So do the students have to give any competitive exams for English?
For London, for London and Paris, because of the MMU degree, they need to do the IELTS test.
Yeah.
You need to do IELTS UKVI, but otherwise the normal IELTS is fine. Yeah, otherwise but we also suggest students who go to Italy, please learn a little basic course in Italian. Students who go to Paris, do a basic course in French. So that will really help you to then
understand where you are studying. Yeah.
The city and enjoy the city better, because these are two beautiful cities. Even Florida.
Definitely, yes.
Very beautiful town. So look forward to see you all soon on our campuses.
Definitely. So I guess your presentation was very thorough. They do not have any questions for you. Yeah, they've got all the information through your presentation. And I guess Rachna was also very thorough in what she said, and she said from her heart actually what she experienced, what she has gone through. So it was really beautiful to have both of you with us today. And I would like to thank all the attendees today for patiently listening to every one of us. And if you have any other query, you can directly write to Rahul. Rahul, if you can share your details in the chat box,
Okay.
to be helpful for them. Yeah, or you can drop your questions at nazir@icindia.com. We'll be happy to share it with Rahul.
Yeah, you can also write to Nazir, yeah, for any details.
Definitely, definitely.
That's my
info. So yeah, so all the information is there in the chat box. You can take a screenshot of that, or you can save it somewhere. So for now, this is goodbye from us. Thank you, Rahul. Thank you very much for coming and taking your time out. Thank you, Rashna. She's not here. I think she had some work.
Thank you very much.
So thank you, Rahul. Stay safe, stay healthy, and happy Independence Day, everyone.
Same. Yeah, I wish the same.
Yeah. Bye bye.